and it's one of the few out there where you can say you manipulate the RNG throughout the entire game. Oh, that was a boss. So that's Bomb Man. And he's got a cool mechanic where he's got all these bombs that he spawns, and he'll kick them onto your side of the field and they'll explode. Sort of like area lock you. And the neat thing that people might not know is that if you hit one of his bombs with a fire attack on his side, it'll explode and damage him. So we use Heat Shot, which doesn't cause him to flinch, and we hit him with Heat Shot as well as one of the bombs, and Tri-Sphere, and Gut Shoot to do a tremendous amount of damage to him and take him out very quickly.
And you just got quality options, so Ripstream.
But Hitbox already had quality cap. I mean, the route did take a long time to make, and it's not done yet. So like, just because of the sheer amount of control we have over the game, there is a lot that goes into routing it, and we're still improving it every day. So, if you'd like to help with routing, anyone, there are plenty of opportunities to do so. But otherwise, don't worry, like, if some of these things seem complicated, it's really not that bad to run. Like, even though there's a fair amount to memorize, because obviously you need to keep track of how to move through each area, but it's very contextual. Like, a lot of times you'll only run through an area once, and so if you only learn like one setup, you won't get confused over what to do necessarily. So it's actually not a bad run, as complicated as the routing can be. Alright, so Dr. Wily is the head of World 3. This is a Mega Man game, I don't know, I guess we didn't exactly explicitly mention that before, but Wily is the bad guy. And he's heading up World 3, or WWW. And today they announced their plan to destroy the world, the end game, where they're going to use the life virus that they just created using the super programs that they collected from the various areas, like the electric super program from the power plant, the fire super program from Land's Oven. Yeah, I don't know either. And launch it to space on a missile, and then take over the military satellites and take control of all of the automated weaponry, and I don't know. Bad stuff's gonna happen, so we're just gonna stop them. But before we do that, we pick up Higsby's old World 3 Metro Pass, which is a secret metro line that operates underneath the school. I don't know what it is with this series and putting bad guys and secret entrances in the school, but his pass expired, so you actually had to final folder out of the game. Take the Metro Pass to your dad and say, hey, I need you to refresh the expiration date on this, and he's like, sure, no problem, I know how to manipulate World 3 Metro Line passes. Resets it, and then you're good to go. Now we're in Dr. Wily's secret base. The game explains that they had a hand in the school's construction. Well, that's neat. That probably explains why they targeted it for Scenario 2 in the brainwashing, and why the Metro Line's there. I mean, they'd obviously have to be involved in the construction, otherwise they wouldn't be able to get a Metro Line in underneath it after the fact, I wouldn't imagine. So, these are the Wily comps, the World 3 comps, and it's basically, I think that's right. Yeah, pretty sure that's right. They took they made one area in the theme of each of the different dungeons. This is the worst one because every time you interact with the fire, you have to restart to continue the RNG manipulation. So it's a bit slow in that respect.
Yeah, and the encounter rate is really high, isn't it, in this area?
That is correct. The odds of you getting into an encounter, you can get into an encounter in as few as like 200 steps, which is a lot faster than most other areas. So before RNG manipulation was created, even if you had 5 escapes in your folder, which we only have 2, but if you have 5 and you draw 5 chips at random out of 30, there's a 60% chance that you open draw an escape. If you add, there's like a 70% chance that in that draw you'll get it. Just odds are not in your favor. And then this is from the second dungeon. And these are all random, so there's no hints or anything. Second digit 2 luck, right? 17, okay. Started moving too soon. It's okay. Probably won't get into an encounter. Yep.
Yeah, because every time you interact with one of these doors, it resets your step counter as well, so it's possible to get through this entire area without any encounters.
Too high. Too low, 72, okay. That is correct. So even though there's no like corner that you can... Whoops. Focus. 3. 1, 2, 3. Even though there's no corner that you can line yourself up with when you interact with the door, since it resets your step counter, that doesn't matter. After talking to the door... Yo, 42. Shoutouts to password 42. After you talk to the door, if you just save, it resets your step counter, then you reset the RNG, and then you can do whatever setup you want from that particular section. So
Have you ever had a 43 yet, then?
Like password number 43? Oh, yeah, that happened once. Calm down, Method. Okay, so we do this, and then we do this. And 1/2 turn here. This comp was particularly difficult to come up with a setup for because in order to get across this ice puzzle, they intend for you to do like a diagonal slide, but the way that the ice works, it's hard to maintain your step counter whenever you do a diagonal slide like that. But with this setup, you get an encounter right before you need to turn, so you can cut right and slide all the way to the end. So I'm pretty pleased with that setup. I worked hard to find it.
This is another comp where it's possible to get through encounterless, though, so
Well,
it's a bit here and there.
I guess that's true of any comp, though. It's just very unlikely in most. Because it's like, that's the exact same thing Prism said in his run, and he got 2 encounters. So, never count on RNG to be nice to you. Yeah, and that first part of the area is like the only sort of cool implementation of this puzzle. The rest of the area is pretty much straightforward. There we go. Gutsman shows up to break that rock to get us to the end. Obligatory, at the end of each dungeon, something that Mega Man can't fix, so one of his friends shows up. Yada yada, power of friendship. And this is the base that, or the secret room that Wily has been in. Every time you've seen him in a cutscene, this is where the super programs were kept, and there's a giant portrait of Wily over to the side, and it turns out that that is a secret entrance into the back room, and it's got an electronic lock on it, so naturally, Mega Man can go, I don't know, hack it. So that's a good encounter right there. That is the V2 version of a Billy, also known as a Silly. That is its name. I'm not kidding. And then all of that movement is very specific. We get one fight here. Then we're going to do 2 more save and quits and come up on Magic Man. So there's one more boss left. And he's probably one of the toughest casually, and he's definitely the toughest boss before RNG manipulation was found. Like, runs would just die to this guy.
Yeah. Because he randomly summons viruses from the 2 magic pads as well, and you can get some extremely bad combos. And if you save before the boss in a way that when you restart you run into him in the same way, that means that if you got a bad combo first time, you'll keep getting the same combo because you keep running into the fight on the same frame value.
But we're going to kill him before he summons anything, so it doesn't even matter. Good old 3-second Magic Man. And that was the full extent of our damage. It's the same thing we did for Bomb Man, basically, where Tri-Spear, Heater, Gut Shoot, all comes together. And the cool thing about Magic Man is he doesn't flinch, ever. He has no iframes. So you can hit him for 500 damage and he just brushes it off until you hit him with Heat Shot and then he dies. Oh, that's a really early encounter. Okay.
That's very early, yeah. So this will probably be 2 encounters. And no escape either.
Yep. This is where it's bad to only have 2 escapes in your folder. Nice. I got 1 double hit on those guys. Whenever they... Hey, Big Bomb. I like that chip. Whenever they attack, there's like a few frames where... Oh, actually, just let me throw this. Hey Brad, get ready on time.
Yep, I got you.
Time.
Alright, you got 135.31.
Dang.
It's respectable.
135. Yeah, but pretty good time. My PB right now is like a 134, 40 something, 30 something. So that's like within a minute of PB. So even though I made some mistakes in it, the RNG manipulation makes it a pretty consistent run. And so
Yeah, for real.
what actually happened there is Magic Man's not supposed to be the final boss. I mentioned before that Wily was creating the life virus. You actually get to fight the life virus, and it's a pretty cool fight because right there at the end, Mega Man almost gets deleted, but then your dad sends you this file Hub Batch, which has a lot of story implications. So if you like play the game, you follow. It's like a big sort of moment in the plot development, the character development. So definitely play the game, check it out. But the side effect of using that program is it takes all of your buster stats, which normally max at 5, and pushes them to 6. So you can fire at max speed regardless of your distance. The charge is faster, and your charge out does like almost 100 damage. So it's a pretty fun fight. But the glitch that we did for the polar bears, where if you pause the frame, you enter the cutscene trigger and enter a menu twice, you can skip it, so you can actually skip the final boss. So, very tense moment there at the end, and I'm quite pleased that I got it.
Yeah, you did exceptionally well, and the commentary was just fantastic. So thank you
Brett.
guys.
Yeah, no problem. It was a very good run as well. Thanks, Terra, for doing this.
Yeah.
And thanks, SRX, for having us.
Yeah, definitely. Shout outs to SRX. It's been a long time since I've done a marathon run. Normally I just have other people do marathon runs. So I was more nervous than I thought I was going to be.
Well, you sure didn't show it, so there you go.
Thank you, Red.
Give it up for Taraj and
Oh.
Dricodon and Mega Man Battle Network.
So game time 128 ties what I had last run, and I think Prism's run's like a 129. So I beat his game time by 1 minute. Not bad. And 60 chips and level 30 Mega Man. So that's it.
Nice. All right.
But,
Well, coming up. Let's see here. Coming up, we got, and I apologize because I probably get this name wrong. It's C. Carl Bobadine. I'm sure I got that wrong. Doing Phantasy Star episodes 1 and 2. That's coming up next. After that, we're going to have Splatoon, Psychonauts, and much later on today, Final Fantasy 2 and Epic Mickey. Disney's Epic Mickey. I want to make sure I get that correct. So stay tuned for that.
Yep, a lot of good stuff coming up. But because of the new route, this run took less time than I originally offered the estimate for. So, is the next runner good to go, or do you want me to fight the life virus? It'd take like 5 minutes. So, Brad,
Let me find out real quick.
what do you think, Brad? Do you want me to fill time, or are we ready to switch over? Because
We should be ready to switch over any minute, but you can like explain some stuff to chat if you want while I'm changing stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just go right in. So we'll fight Magic Man again. It'll be the same fight. Also, once you beat the game, you get a gold star for a job well done. We take Heat Shot last because each chip or each attack that you use, some of them have cooldowns where you can't chain them together very quickly, like mini bombs, lob projectiles, cannons, all have this long delay where after using them you can't use another chip, so you use the Heat Shot last.
So what I'm realizing now, and this is off the record, it seems as though every time you leave a channel in Discord to go to another channel, you have to refresh.
Refresh.
I don't think that's
That's never happened to me before.
Maybe it's just my computer then.
sounds like it might be.
Yeah, I've had no issues with that. So strange. Obviously, still in development, there are weird bugs that happen from time to time.
Yeah.
So this is the life virus. Pretty cool fight. I started with Wave. That's actually a good chip. We'll go ahead and use that. So I'm going to move down. He summons the Scuttlest. And then this is the level 6 Rapid showing up right here. Life virus has some cool attacks. If you stand, and it's positional. If you stand in the middle, he'll tend to shoot you with the giant laser. He's got a couple other abilities. One is similar to Future Games' Life Swords, which is a program advance that doesn't show up until BN2. But you can see just the damage that the Buster can put out. The Charge Shot does nearly 100 damage. Just under it though, because he's got a barrier. And you have to do 100 damage in order to break that barrier. He lowers it when he's attacking though, so even if you don't have a chip that can do 100 damage, as long as you wait for him to attack, you can still get him. If I stand in the back row here, he should, yeah. This is sort of his ultimate attack, it's the Meteor Smash. 200 damage. Quite powerful. But with a couple of Quakes, you can take him out with not too much trouble. It's tight timing to dodge the Meteor Smash, but you can dodge it by stepping forward similar to the Gaia's attacks, which is another virus that you see deeper in the internet that we didn't fight. Oh, on hashtag World 3 Forever. But yeah, that's Mega Man Battle Network 1, any percent.
Nice.
Really cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I guess I'll just cut to some music and we'll get some stuff set up with our next runner.
Sounds good.
See Carl Bobadine on that Young Fantasy Star episode 1 and 2.
Phantasy Star Online. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'll fix that.
Alright.